Tonight, I'm going to be reviewing one of the most overrated games of all time, Grand Theft Auto 3. Just, everyone is like, this game is so awesome, you can be a gangsta in it. Well, too bad, because this game is just so flat out broken. I really wonder how this game even got popular, because let's face it, it's just not that good. This is one of the worst, most overrated games I've played. So, but just to start it off, let's talk about how bad this is. Now, I'm just going to be playing the Xbox version because that's the remade version. So, let's talk about it. So, the game is basically you're in Liberty City, which is like New York City, but extremely tiny. And you're basically some guy named, I forget his name. It doesn't even matter though, but basically you try to rob some bank, your girlfriend shoots you, and then the bridge gets blown up and nobody gives a shit, because that's basically what the plot of this game is. And then you also see, whoa, so many blur effects. It's like when the PS2 just came out. Well, this was an early PS2 game, but this is the Xbox remake, which has, well, better graphics than the PS2 version, but it still looks like a freaking Half-Life 1 mod. Same with San Andreas, it looks like a Half-Life 1 mod, but that's another game. Basically, yeah. And then you gotta start your first drive someone here mission. You also get other deep missions like shoot somebody, because that's all GTA's missions are. Drive somebody here, kill somebody you don't give a shit about. And then you basically get into car, drive around, because the controls are so god-awful, you'll just be crashing all over the place. If you try to drive normally, you'll just freaking find your car. Every single car in the game is a piece of shit, and either spins out, crashes, and then takes damage so easily. If you literally touch, I don't know, a wall, your car will somehow be wrecked. I mean, this, I know, it might be like real life, but I don't want real life. This is supposed to be Grand Theft Auto, a game where you can run around and be a gangsta. This isn't real life gangsta simulator. I mean, come on. If you really, come on. I want to have fun. I want to be shooting cops. I don't want to get touched by cops and then suddenly find myself in the middle of nowhere. The missions in this game have aged horribly. Did I mention there's no checkpoints? None of that stuff. It's just drive somebody here, and if you die, you have to start all the way over again, including the boring drive all the way to where you have the mission. Other open world games can do this, and even games released around this time period, like Half-Life or Halo 1, have checkpoints, so why can't this game? And I mentioned the radio is a little messed up too. You can only switch to a station, you can't switch to other stations you can't switch back. It's in a set order, so if you're trying to get to one station, it's pretty messed up. You can also steal cars and go on rampages with the world's cheapest gameplay ever devised. Basically, not only does your car handle like but you also have to suffer the horrendous radio. The only thing that's even remotely funny are the DJs, and everything else is just cheap. It's like music. I mean, half was just composed for the game and it sucks, while the rest is just techno rave, like Rise FM. That's just random techno rave. Lips 106 and Head Radio are just pop music, which is even than what you hear on the radio. And okay, so you drive around and run people over, but it's not even fun because your car seems to slow down and take damage from running people over, which is one of the things everyone complained about GTA. Did they do this just to please the parents, to try to be like, if you run people over, your car will freaking blow up? And if cops freaking touch you, you're f***ed. Because after all, unlike in Saints Row 3, if a cop touches you, you're busted. Can you fight back? No. Can you punch the cop like you can earlier? No. You're butt. Who thought this was fun again? And the aiming sucks worse than Shadow the Hedgehog. Like, have you ever played a first-person shooter? Well, if you use the right analog stick, you can only look when you're in cars. Some cars can be locked, too, which makes it wonder why they call this GTA. You can steal cars, and then they put locked cars, which you somehow can't break. and the controls are god-awful. Like, the camera controls, instead of having an adjustable camera, this game has a camera that adjusts on its own, just like crappy Sonic games. Okay, I'm trying to beat this cop up. What's he do? He either butt rapes you, because after all, this is GTA, and in GTA, the cops butt rape you, or you get this god-awful aiming where you can't turn around and the game just aims for you like Shadow the Hedgehog. And if the cop punches you enough, busted. This game is and yet people praise this. It's cheap, it's boring, it ain't fun. If you think this game's fun, you're a noob who probably hasn't played better games like Saints Row the Third. Saints Row the Third's a lot better. It's got working camera controls. In this game, did I mention the drive-bys are limited? You can't, like the drive-bys, it just turns the camera like a 90-degree angle and holds it there, like Saints Row, where you can turn it like in an FPS and just shoot. I mean, why didn't they do that with this game? I mean, the controls are just god-awful. The graphics haven't aged well either, because, like I said, this is the enhanced Xbox version, and it still looks like a Half-Life 1 mod. That's the thing with GTA, it looks like a Half-Life mod. And that's all GTA really... It's not even anything that good, I mean... It's just steal car, do mission, and you can't even go on a rampage because the game is just so limited in what you can do. Because it's just poorly programmed. It's not really fun. I mean, it feels like you can have random glitches too. All in all, Saints Row the Third is so much better than this game. This game just aged horribly. It might have been cool back in 2001 when there weren't very many open world games, and when back then, whoa, this is the only game I can shoot cops in. Yeah. Now we've got Saints Row the Third, and that's so much better because you can dress up in a fursuit and hit cops with dildos. In this game, if you try to hit a cop, you get busted. And yet and the people who made this game were like, whoa, you can be a gangsta in this. And sometimes you'll randomly get thrown out of your car, sometimes you'll just... It's not really fun. I don't want realism in a game about jacking cars and that. I want it to be just crazy shit. I mean, come on. This game isn't fun at all. Camera sucks. Don't buy this game. Please, there's a reason why there's piles of this up at every game store that still sells PS2 games. It's just not that good. Don't buy it. Oh, and if you want to beat up gangsters, look, they just freaking shoot you because they got some freaking aimbot, and your aiming sucks so much that you can't fight back. Don't buy this game. Save your money. Please, this game's just pathetic.